Before we go over the numbers, I did manage to one more quick run, and I did run a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour at Let's do something fun today. Let's take the BMW out and do some performance measurements with it. I know some of you might be interested on how this car performs, even though being a plug-in hybrid. I am also interested to see the numbers we can achieve. And to our help, we will use a little tool called the Dragy GPS Performance Meter. I have used it before on the Mustang and it is really accurate. So it will be fun to see how the BMW will perform 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, and hopefully we will be able to do some quarter-mile runs and also eighth of a mile runs to see how the car performs. It is freezing outside, it's really windy, we have around 3-4 degrees plus Celsius, and we have our winter wheels on, so we have 17-inch wheels with 225 Pirelli Ice Zero tires. They are really soft, maybe they grip well, I don't know. And it will be interesting then to compare the setup with the summer wheels to see if there will be any difference once we get there. And also I need to mention then we will run the car in sport mode and to get that extra boost function, so we get the full 292 horsepower for a 10-second run or so. So for the full quarter mile it won't help because it takes, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 seconds with this car to run a quarter mile. But anyhow, let's see how the car performs. So without any further ado, let's get on with that. Before we head on out, I would much appreciate that is if you like the content to give the video a thumbs up and do subscribe, and also hit that bell notification to stay notified for future content with the 330e and the MX-5 we have inside the garage. I promise you there is a bunch of fun stuff coming. So I went out and got myself one of these head straps and a quick clip. I don't know if you can see it. So I have attached it to my cap, and the reason for that is to give you a better point of view while I'm driving. Hopefully the video and the sound quality is good. So what we will do is to set up the Dragy. I'll show you how that's done. So here we have the actual GPS tracker, and you start the app, and let's see, you press connect, and hopefully it will connect to the Dragy like so, and it is now downloading the satellite data. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that the LED illuminated, and we have a blue color, meaning we have a connection to the Dragy. And this is what it looks like, and we can see once we have done the runs, we will see the results on this time slip, so to speak. And also we have a function to actually, well, let's see, before we can go into that option, we need to get contact with the satellite. So what we can do also is then to interpolate the performance measurements on a actual video recording. And so we will record the run, and the application will actually interpolate the performance measurements on top of that video, which looks rather cool. So let's see if we have any satellites. So as you can see, I don't know if this comes through, but if I press the record button, it will record a video and also then put the performance measurements on top of the video, so to speak, with a cool graphic. But let's start doing our runs and see how it goes. And as you can see, we have 3.5 degrees plus Celsius. We have 35 kilometers until empty with regards to the range, and we have 3/4 of a tank full with petrol, and this is 95 octane. I'm not fully sure what that equates to in run. I'll put a text down below. We'll turn off the AC as such, and we go into the performance measurement. Here you can see the engine oil is warm and nice, and we'll go into sport mode and into extra boost mode for the sport part. And what we will do is we will do one run with traction control on, and then we will do one run with traction control in traction setting, and then we will do one run hopefully with the traction control completely off and see if that makes any difference. We will also have the stick shift in sport mode but in full automatic in order to be as consistent as possible. Then let's get on with the runs, shall we? So we have the car in sport mode, in fully automatic, and we have traction control on. So we'll try to stop at this piece of road right here, and when we don't have any traffic, we'll give it a go. All right. When it puts it into third, it has a dip for some reason, and we can see the traction control light is on, so it is hindering us somewhat. So it's good that we are on the Autobahn. I will stop the recording here, and once we have stopped the car, we will analyze the figures we got from that run. So see you in a bit. Let's see what we got. It's not that impressive. So the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour came in at 6.56. The eighth of a mile 9.34, a quarter of a mile in 14.53. Also, I need to mention, I think we have quite a lot of headwind, so the speeds will not be that great, but let's see. We'll do a second run now with the traction control into traction mode, and let's see how that goes. I assume this time around it will actually let us have some more slip in the first and second gear compared to having the traction control on then. So let's see how it goes. We have no cars around us, no cars behind us. Let's reset the Dragy and take it from there. Definitely more wheel spin. Let's see how it goes now. It felt much better, but let's see. I'll end the video here again, and we'll continue once I have come to a stop. Alright, the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, we managed a time of 6.27 seconds with a slope of 2.38. Hopefully this is accurate, the run is valid, the DA is 6.59, so definitely this was a faster run compared to the first one we did. And let's see the quarter of a mile run. We did get a 14.7 at 100, and that is much faster than the previous run. So I think most definitely the traction in traction mode is suitable for this tire and the weather conditions we are having. That is a acceptable time, not super fast but not super slow either for being a plug-in hybrid. With that said, then let's do one last run with the traction control completely off, and we'll see if it makes any difference for the worse or for the better. Let's do one more run. We don't have any traffic behind us or in front of us, so we have traction control fully off. Let's see how it goes. Definitely more wheel spin. Let's see what time we will get. This felt more or less the same as the previous run, but let's come to a halt before we have a look at the numbers. All right, let's have a look at those numbers. So we got a eighth of a mile at 9.2, we got a quarter of a mile at 14.1, and the 0 to 100 was 6.3. I think that concludes rather well that, at least from this unscientific test, that having the traction control in traction actually is easier because I tried to launch in similar way in all 3 launches. So let's conclude the video once we get back, and I'll try to sum it up the best I can. Before we go over the numbers, I did manage to one more quick run, and I did run a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour at 6.05 seconds, which was the quickest, and the traction mode was in traction and everything else the same and on the same stretch of road. I'll play that video right now. We did manage to run a 13.99 at the quarter mile at kilometers an hour. So that was by far the quickest run. Unfortunately, I don't have it from the point of view camera because I got a little bit stressed, but anyhow, we did manage to get the quickest run of the day off camera, unfortunately. But that is that, ladies and gentlemen. The 330e, the G20, definitely delivers. I mean, it's not the quickest car, but for a daily commuter or a family car or for a company car, etc., it performs well enough. So if you're considering if the performance is not good or etc., there you have the numbers. Maybe it's good enough for you, maybe not. It is not a rocket, but it is not a snail either. So the next time we will do similar type of runs is with the summer tires, and hopefully we will break the 6-second barrier with regards to the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, and potentially, hopefully, we can get to a 13.9 or so, or a low 13.9 at least. So if you have any questions at all, just hit me up in the comment sections below. Do remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification to stay notified when I upload new videos. We have modifications coming for the car, nothing on performance point of view, but at least from a visual aspect, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you on the next one.